I am Heidi Benjaminson, your host of Confidence Coaching, a podcast for mothers who want to stay calm and anchored during the teenage years. Life isn't a spectator sport. Success comes to those who show up every day with a pocket full of courage, grit, and a little sparkle. I'm glad you're here. Hello. Welcome to episode 170, Declining Invitations. Welcome to you, my wonderful listeners. I hope 2023 is going to end on a high note for you. This is being released right in the middle of December, holiday season. How are you handling this potentially busy time of year? Regardless of the ages of your kids, who lives at home, if you work or not, December is a time where there are a lot of requests for our time, invitations to events, dinners, parties, gatherings, shows, recitals, and so on. One of the primary reasons we get exhausted and resentful in December is we don't do a good job prioritizing our time and learning how to decline invitations. This is due to no fault of our own. Our brains want to be included. We want to belong. It feels good to be invited somewhere. We might fear missing out or having that FOMO. It is real. If saying yes to everything is coming from a good, anchored, calm place inside you and there's no emotional cost to you or your family, that's awesome. Keep on saying yes. I hope these are intentional yeses, not always coming from obligation. But if you're like me and many people, saying yes to everything results in us feeling overwhelmed, exhausted. If I just show up and feel I need to do everything, I get resentful. I feel the victim of my calendar and other people. It just doesn't feel good if I let other people and outside events control me and what I do. One of the very best things I've done for myself and my clients, learn to do this, is to know how to confidently accept or decline invitations. Accepting is usually easy. RSVP in a timely manner. Be a considerate and kind guest. It's the declining that trips us up. But I promise y'all, it's so much kinder and more considerate to decline when it's in our best interest to decline. We always have to remember that when we say yes to one thing, we're always saying no to something else. So before we say yes or no, we want to be okay with what the trade-off is. First, let's look at this from the emotional framework I've taught you of our lane and someone else's lane. We are responsible for our calendar, for our time. We are responsible to know our priorities. We know our health. We know how much sleep we need. We know the needs of our family. We know our financial constraints. We are responsible for this in our lane. No one else is responsible to know these things about our life. We are responsible to allow or limit the things that will drain these resources or weaken our lane. By doing this, we're setting up healthy and appropriate boundaries. We're showing our body and nervous system that we value and love ourselves and we want to stay healthy. We're also responsible for managing our emotions, which means we are responsible to sit with the discomfort. If someone says no to any invitation that we make, and we are responsible and we're totally capable of sitting with the discomfort if someone else is disappointed that we decline their invitation. We are not responsible to fix their disappointment, which is what we think saying yes always does. If we say yes out of obligation or worried someone else will be disappointed, we then always disappoint ourselves. So we end up neglecting our own emotional needs, which are the only emotional needs that we are 100% tasked with managing. So picture yourself in your lane, in your life, managing all of these needs. Other people are in their lane, managing their own needs, their life. When we're invited to an event, this is a bid for energy from our lane. Only we can see if we have energy and time to give. If we say yes, we're saying yes to the event and giving the energy. If we say no, now remember this, if we say no, we're saying no to the request, not to the person. They may take it personally, but if we are considerate and timely and kind in how we decline, we really then can't manage how they receive the decline. So let's go through several examples. because once I found that I heard the exact scripts of what to say in these situations, I found it so much easier to confidently decline and then project confidence that the person could handle the rejection. This week, actually, I was invited to 2 events in one night. Nowadays, a lot of it is done via text or email, not face-to-face. It's easier then to reply, yes, we can come, or no, I wish that I could come, but I'm unable to. You don't always need to provide a reason why. Remember, if you provide a reason, the other person may try to convince you that the reason isn't good enough, or they'll try to make it possible for you to come. It isn't their responsibility to make it work. It's your responsibility. So often the best response is, I wish I could come, but I can't make it work. Or, we're unable to come, we have another commitment. Keep it simple. Keep it focused on the event and time, not on the person. In the majority of situations, we don't need to offer a reason unless we're close with the person, which I'll go over in a second. But in most situations, an anchored and confident response is a kind and firm, I'm sorry we can't attend. I hope it's a nice event. This works regardless if we're declining because we have another event or because our schedule is so full and this is the only night free and our family needs a night to recover. Our recovery is our responsibility, not the responsibility of others. If you want to, you can say you have another commitment. No one needs to know what the commitment is. I remember learning this simple phrase and learning to stand up for myself decades ago when work requests would come late in the day. I found that I could do more. I was more focused and more dedicated in my yeses when I stood up for my time and energy and said no when I didn't think it was a priority. Resentment builds up when we put other people's needs above our own. This includes the need to feel good or not be disappointed. We train other people how to treat us, and it's best to train someone that we know how to manage our time and energy. If we are asked in person to do something, one of the best responses to give yourself time to fully evaluate your lane is to say, let me look at my calendar and get back to you. Tell them when you anticipate giving them an answer. The sooner, the better for both of you. They can then plan the event, and you aren't left wondering how you'll respond. Our brains calm down when we've closed the loop. You can say, I think I can make dinner for Susie that night. Let me check and I'll get back with you by tonight. Or, no, I don't think I can go to book club this month. Let me check my calendar and I'll let you know by tonight. These phrases work if you'll need time to assess your family or your needs. Then be sure to confirm if you can or can't. People would much rather a prompt no than leaving them wondering if we can or can't do something. Stop and notice where you feel it in your body. The possible discomfort when you decline or say no to an invitation. The discomfort could come for any number of reasons. I want you to get into your body and see where you feel it. Often it's in the pit of your stomach. Keep a smile on your face and look someone in the eye if you're in person. Picture yourself standing tall and backing your life up. You're supporting your lane. The more confident and anchored you are in the discomfort, the more you and I project calm and comfort to the person that we're declining. They still might be sad or upset, but often they will mirror our confidence and subconsciously be glad that we are confident people. Focus more on how the declining feels and notice the feeling passes very quickly. It is only there momentarily. Now, if we do know someone well and we really are sad that we can't do something, or we do want them to understand why we're saying no, we can explain the reason. Just hold firm that both of you may be disappointed and still the answer is no. I consider it a high honor when my close friends know they can say no to me and even say, I just can't. I need to go to bed early. Or I've been run ragged. I can't. I find this such a high compliment that they know I'm strong enough and confident enough that I won't take their no personally. To me, it's such a compliment. They know that I love them enough and trust them that they can take care of their needs and that they should do this. And don't put down or minimize the thing that you are choosing to do when declining something else. I hear people say, oh, I have to go to this dumb school night. I wish I could go to your great gathering. Or, well, I have to go support this friend. No one goes to her parties. I really have to support her. I'd much rather be at your party. Don't say that, y'all. Our vibe attracts our tribe. Those comments project insecurity and remind us that this friend might be talking like that behind our back if someone says that to us. Just this week, I needed to tell a friend that I couldn't come to an event she was planning, and I explained I was sorry, but I was also very excited that my brother's family was coming. I want to attract into my life people who are excited for good things to happen to me. A month ago, I had asked a friend a few times to do things like go on a walk, simple things, and she said no for a variety of reasons a few times. And then she said, I'm so sorry I keep saying no. I haven't been very present here. And I made a point to tell her I am not very high maintenance, and I know she'll say yes when she can. I value honesty and boundaries and confidence in my friendships. I don't ever expect anyone to be caretaking my feelings. I do expect kindness and honesty and consideration, but not people pleasing and caretaking. That projects insecurity to me and feels very off. As you look at your calendar and the bids being made for your time from everyone, remember this simple phrase: just because you can doesn't mean you should. The hours in the day and our energy do have a limit. Like I said earlier, every yes is saying no to something else. Yes to a night out with friends is a no to time with family, going to bed early. A yes to working late is a no to family dinner. A yes to skiing with the family on the weekend is a no to anything else you could be doing. It's easy for us to judge other people using our values, but our values are ours. Everyone else has their own priorities and values. We only get to decide and live by our values. One of the most considerate things we can ever do is let people run their lives and honor that they're making the best decisions with the set of circumstances they are given and believe that we can't see their whole lane. We are happier and calmer people when we stop judging the decisions of others and work to make sure our decisions reflect what is of highest priority to us. This is the epitome of staying in our lane. Now, quickly before I end, what do we do when we've accepted an invitation and something comes up and we need to change our response and decline? Reach out in as personal a way as you can. Texting is often polite and appropriate. It depends how close you are and how you were invited. Let them know as soon as you know that you're going to need to decline. People are often tracking attendance or reservations. If it's a very casual thing, just change your response to no. If you were invited through Evite or something like that. If the host is closer to you, or maybe your family is the only family invited, respond as soon as possible and give whatever reason reflects you respect and appreciate the invitation and circumstances have changed and you can't make it. I find most people are much, much more understanding than we might think. Often we are more disappointed than other people. You can express that too. I like to say something to acknowledge the time or planning they had assuming I was coming or participating and sincerely regret any inconvenience. One time I had agreed to speak at a conference, and a few weeks after agreeing, it became clear to me as circumstances and other personal and family priorities appeared, I realized I needed to reach out and say no. I did so as soon as I made my decision. Because I had been asked via email, I emailed the person who asked me and told her a few things had come up which I had not anticipated, and I expressed sadness, which was genuine, that I could not participate. I offered the names of people they could ask instead, but I didn't criticize or demean my family members or circumstances. I didn't say I was lame or whatever for saying no. I kept it very positive, clear, and anchored. Let me know if you have any experiences this holiday where you work on building up your muscle to stay in your lane, honor the values and priorities you have. Let me know if you need to work on your discomfort muscle. It's a real thing. It requires confidence to say no. I promise, even if this is something that has been hard for you, if you've been conditioned to always say yes, you can change. And your body, your nervous system, your family, everyone will be so grateful. Even the people who receive the no, even they unconsciously will feel more comfortable around you, knowing that you can manage your own life. That's it for this week. If you would like emotional calm and control in your life, sign up for a consult call at HeidiBenjaminson.com or DM me on social media. Your example will change your family. A confident mother is the greatest gift to her family, not a perfect mother. Our families want us to feel confident, anchored, and calm. I can help you uncover this version of yourself. Have a great week.